The Liberal government polled Canadians for their opinions on the levels of tyranny the government could get away with to punish vaccine and lockdown objectors. These people were following the science. However, it was the political science.
Oui, on va s'en sortir de cette pandémie par la vaccination. Puis on en connaît tous des gens qui sont en train d'hésiter un petit peu. On va continuer d'essayer de les convaincre. Mais il y a aussi des gens qui sont farouchement opposés à la vaccination.
Qui sont extrémistes.
Qui croient pas dans la science, qui sont souvent misogynes, souvent racistes aussi. C'est un petit groupe, mais qui prend de la place. Et là, il faut faire un choix en tant que leader, en tant que pays. Est-ce qu'on tolère ces gens-là ou est-ce qu'on dit, ben voyons, la plupart des gens, presque 80% des Québécois ont fait ce qu'il fallait faire, se sont fait vacciner, on veut revenir aux choses qu'on aime faire. C'est pas ces gens-là qui vont nous bloquer. Maintenant, on est dans une quatrième vague qui est presque entièrement des gens non vaccinés qui remplissent nos hôpitaux à travers le pays. À un moment donné, il faut mettre son pied à terre pour dire, excusez-moi, là, mais il n'y a pas de débat sur la science.
Do you know why Justin Trudeau knew he could get away with that disgusting insult against millions of unvaccinated Canadians on the campaign trail? Do you know why the Liberal government knew that they could get away with invoking the Emergencies Act and imprisoning lockdown objectors? Do you know why the Liberal government knew there would be no real fallout to their treatment of the spiritual leader of the Freedom Convoy, Tamara Lich? Well, the Privy Council, Justin Trudeau's chief bureaucrats, had polling data to suggest that enough Canadians feared and despised their unvaccinated friends and neighbors to let Justin Trudeau get away with all those things. It was going to be mob rule in the name of public health if the Liberals had their way, and to some extent they did. And it sounds like the majority of my fellow Canadians were fine with it. Let me show you this outstanding report in Blacklock's Reporter. It was published Monday. This report should send a chill down the spine of any Canadian who cares about freedom and individual rights. Because the Liberals, as you know, as has been proven, they were willing to set aside individual rights to appease a bloodthirsty COVID extremist mob. And there were way more of the COVID extremist mob than you think. These were people who were whipped into hysteria and authoritarian madness by their television screens, their politicians, their public health officials, and social media. Anyway, here's the Blacklock's article. The Privy Council secretly polled Canadians on pandemic vaccination tactics. Access to information records show. Researchers tested opinions from paying Canadians to take a COVID shot to punishing the unvaccinated by denying them access to, quote, certain activities. I wonder what those certain activities were. Asked, once a COVID vaccine is available to you, to what extent would each of the following hypothetical measures make you more or less likely to get the vaccine right away? A total of 46% supported a financial reward from the government, said the report. A total of 44% endorsed compulsory orders that getting the vaccine was mandatory to engage in certain activities. Financial rewards may be more effective for some demographic groups, said the report, applying behavioral science to the Government of Canada's response to COVID-19. For example, financial incentives appear to be more effective at encouraging visible minority respondents and younger respondents. Well, that's slightly ageist and racist, but okay. There was further public polling data done independently, however, as early as January 2022, to suggest that the majority of Canadians would be perfectly okay with locking up and imprisoning people who didn't believe in lockdowns and didn't want the vaccine for any number of reasons, including religious or medical. Look at this. More than 1 in 4 Canadians support jail time for the unvaccinated, poll finds. In the Maru poll, 27% of respondents said it would be okay to jail the unvaccinated for up to 5 days. But it's worse than that, friends. Nearly 2 in 5 Canadians, almost 40%, were willing to allow you to die because you didn't take the vaccine. Here it is. Many Canadians are in favor of harsh punishments for the unvaccinated, with 37% saying in a new poll it would be acceptable to deny them publicly funded healthcare. Universal healthcare advocates would allow you to die through denial of healthcare that you pay for because you didn't do what they told you to do for a reason they absolutely didn't care to know. In some ways, the pandemic restrictions caused divisions in our society that may take generations to heal, if ever. But I think there's some clarity here that's very important, because I think it's important to know we live in a society where nearly 1 in 4 people who disagree with you want you dead. And I think we should act accordingly. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. Like Blacklock's reporter, Rebel News files for access to information dozens of times a week into multiple levels of government. It is an expensive proposition and very time-consuming to do the research. But it is important for us to know what the government is doing behind closed doors when they think nobody is watching and when they think nobody will ever find out. If you'd like to help cover our research costs, please consider making a donation at a very special website. It's rebelinvestigates.com.